Next one. As-salam. Okay? The giver of peace. As-salam, the giver of peace. The one who is free from every imperfection. It is because he is free of any defect. That one who is okay, so the giver of peace, but then it also means the one who is free from imperfection. So a bit like Quddus as well, but as-salam can have multiple meanings. But let's go with the first one, the giver of peace, meaning only Allah can grant peace. Okay, only Allah can grant peace. Some people think that, if I become a millionaire, then I will have a peaceful life. I won't have no problems. However, majority of the people who are suffering from mental health nowadays are those people who have got lots of money. So they don't have peace. So now people know that money cannot buy peace. People think, I'm going to be a millionaire, right? And then all my problems will be solved. No, you can have all the money, but if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala afflicts that person with some sort of medical illness, then where's the peace? And you have some people who are poor, but yet they're happy, they're content. So if I was to ask you a question now, there's a millionaire, right? And there's a millionaire, but he's not happy. And then there's a poor person who's happy. Who do you think's the richer person?
A poor person.
Because he's content, he's happy, right? So what we need to do is we need to learn to be happy and to be pleased with Allah, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. But this will only come through dua, saying, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us peace. Right? All the evil things, all like the wars and what's happening in the world now, just look what's happening in Palestine. The only one that can fix all of that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Nowadays, people think I'm gonna go on a march down the road and I'm gonna hold all these placards and I'm gonna change the world, but I'm not gonna ask Allah, I'm not gonna pray, I'm not gonna cry to Allah. Peace is never gonna come like that. Peace will only come when a person submits himself to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When a person is content with the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you made me like this, I'm happy. Oh Allah, you only given me a little bit of money, I'm happy with it. Give me peace, give me contentment with whatever little I have, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring peace. Oh Allah, grant peace to the Palestinians and cry and beg. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will relieve their suffering. Any questions? Let's see what Al says over here. So as-salam, the most perfect. So Allah is as-salam. In Arabic, He is the one who grants peace and security to all His creations. Allah is above and beyond all weakness and afflictions, the source of peace and security to mankind. Breaking away from as-salam brings disturbance and destruction to oneself. It is because He is free from any defect that the one who is with Him experiences tranquility. Subhanallah. That person who is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that person who is content with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will have peace and tranquility in their life. And that person who distances himself from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will try to look for peace and tranquility in things, but he will never find it. He will never find it. There's some more information over here, but we're not going to go into too much detail. Right? Look, all these what you call them, influencers, right? On TikTok and on Instagram and on social media, right? They seem all happy, right? They seem all they say, oh wow, man, I wish I was like him, man. Look at the cars he's driving, man. Look what he's doing, man. He looks like he's having so much fun. But you don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. So only Allah can grant peace. Don't look at a person on social media and be jealous of them because you don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. Remember that. Never ever say, I want to be like that person. Always say, oh Allah, I'm grateful for what you've given me. However much you've given me, however little you've given me, oh Allah, I'm happy with it. And you watch, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you a peaceful life. Next one, Al-Mu'min. Okay, Al-Mu'min, the infuser of faith. Al Mu'min, the one who witnessed for himself that no one is God but him, and he witnessed for his believers that they are truthful in their belief that no one is God but him. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that can inspire faith, iman in a person's heart. Okay, a person cannot become a believer through his own desires, through his own intellect. Okay, somebody says, "Oh, I'm very, very clever. Okay, I'm a great philosopher, or I'm a great scientist," right? And they cannot discover Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through their intellect. They cannot become a believer, a mu'min, a person who believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through their own wishes. Iman is only given by Allah, which is why we need to be grateful every single moment of every single day that thank you, O Allah, for making us believers. Imagine if we were disbelievers, living a life of ignorance, of just following our whims and our desires, oblivious to what's going to come in the afterlife, then waking up on the day of judgment thinking, oops, begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then for sending us into this world and doing everything all over again. We need to be, this is why it says that the greatest blessing that me and you have been given is the blessing of Iman, the blessing of faith. The fact that we are believers, this is more valuable in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than any amount of gold and silver. Look, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's uncle, Abu Talib, okay, he was one of the people who assisted the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not accept him to become a believer, did not inspire faith inside him or infuse the faith inside of his heart. So he never done it. Do not take it for granted just because we were born into Muslims' households. Sometimes a person can be born a Muslim, but then they leave Iman, they leave Islam. Na'udhu billah min zalik. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that. So many people, you know what? They think, oh, I'm so clever, and their cleverness takes them away from Islam. When you guys grow up and you're gonna go to university and places like that, you're gonna witness people. These people, they were born into Muslim households, but they never appreciated their religion. They never appreciated their iman. They were too confident in their own selves, in their own intellect. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to punish them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took iman out of their heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve the iman in our hearts. Say Ameen.
Ameen.
MashaAllah. Keep yourself. Okay, next one. Let's see what else it says in Al Mu'min. Let's see if I've done a good enough job explaining it. Al Mu'min, the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al Mu'min. In Arabic, Al Mu'min means the one who witnessed for himself that there is no God but him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that he's the only God. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who sent messages to say that he's the only one God. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who accepts people who says that he is the only one God.